Going on? Your boy Yo Scruggs back at it. Um, Recent event that happened. I guess if you don't live in New York, or maybe if you don't follow hip hop or whatever, maybe this is a person you may have never even heard of. You have no idea who they are, what they stand for, anything like that. But quick backstory, 'cause I'm not gonna do the whole story of who this person is. Quick backstory: Alpo Martinez was killed allegedly. We don't know this for a fact yet, but it's pretty much known right now. Was killed early this morning in Harlem, murdered. What appears to be a drive-by shooting. Still more details to come out. If you don't know who Alpo is, Alpo was an infamous drug dealer slash murderer. Um, I don't have to say alleged. I'll say allegedly just in case, but I think he already went to prison, convicted of all this. In New York in the mid to late '80s, early '90s, and also dibbled and dabbled in the DC area as well. But anyway, so he was in prison for a long time. I don't know the exact details, but to my understanding, I think he's been back out probably about 5 years. I could be off on how many years it is. And there was always this big thing going around like, damn, how is Alpo just freely roaming around Harlem and nothing has happened to him? Because the backstory is he was a drug dealer and he killed one of his best friends who was also a drug dealer over over some drug money that he felt that person was holding out from him. Um, AZ, not the rapper, but who the rapper gets his name from, another infamous Harlem drug dealer, late '80s, early '90s, that ran with Alpo, and also Mitch, another. And if you want to really see the story, somewhat how it was, it's a movie called Paid in Full, where rapper Cameron plays the character Alpo. Wood Harris plays AZ, and Mekhi Fife plays Mitch. Good movie. Dame Dash did it. But anyway, if you wrote the backstory of it. But I say that to say this. Um, and like I said, a lot of people saying, well, how's Alpo still out here, on Instagram, out on the bikes, the motorcycles? He's known for being on the motorcycles, going out throughout Harlem. How is he still roaming around? And everybody know he killed Mitch, and maybe more importantly, he also snitched on a bunch of other drug dealers. I think more so in D.C. I don't know if he snitched on anybody in Harlem, but probably did. But when I heard about this, it made me. First thing I thought of was a line in move this chair down. First thing I thought about was a line in one that Nas said in a song called I think it's The Cure, where he said, "Life lessons is karma. Whatever you dish out come as blessings or come back to haunt you. Commit your kids and hit your grandkids for your dishonor. That's generational curses." Now we don't know who killed Alpo, but the reason why I said that line is, sometimes the sins you might have did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, shit, maybe last week, might not come back. That karma, that bad karma, might not come back on you instantly, but it might. But more than likely, it's gonna come back on you at some point. So, like I said, we don't know who killed him, but these people that Alpo killed and did dirty back in the day, these people got family that's still out here, kids that's probably grown now. Some of the some of them are OGs now that's still alive. So there's a lot of people that anybody could be a suspect. Truth be told, looking at this situation, and but also the moral I got out of it is, when you do dirt that serious and you don't appear to be remorseful, like Alpo didn't seem to be remorseful. I know he did a documentary when he came home from prison, showing explaining how he killed Mitch, how he set him up, and where he dumped the body and everything. Being out at the clubs and kind of just living like everything was all good. It was almost like a lot of people felt like it was, he didn't humble himself and he came out and he went right back to just being the flamboyant, guy he was, and maybe felt untouchable, or maybe just didn't care. Maybe even if he thought somebody was going to get him, he just was going to deal with it. But I think more so the moral of the story is, even when you involved in the drug game, or sex trafficking, whatever type of foul business you might be in, just because you don't pay the piper, you don't get arrested or whatever, or you go to jail and all that stuff, and you come back out, you might think your soul is cleansed and you go back to normal. God and the devil, they don't give a damn about jail, you going to prison. They don't care about you apologizing, on camera. It got to be inside you. It got to be in your heart. Even if you ain't a believer in God or the devil, you got to believe in some type of karma or something in the universe, or what goes around comes back around. And then I also got another theory on it. Now this might be a little far fetched, and I'm gonna choose my words carefully because you never know. I mean, I ain't no big time YouTuber like a certain other corny cornball dude. I ain't gonna name his name, but if you know Harlem, if you I live in New York, but if you know Harlem, Harlem used to be one of the blackest places on earth, and now Harlem is extremely gentrified. A lot of Asians, a lot of white people. Still black people there, but it ain't the Harlem that it once was. And far-fetched conspiracy theory, somebody might have said, this guy is a symbol of the old Harlem, the Harlem that we don't want no more, the crack era Harlem, drug-ridden and crime and murder. We don't want that Harlem no more. This individual is a representation of that, and he's back around. Who knows what type of influence he might have. And we want to keep this Harlem, this new Harlem image of this is where you could come if you're young, you got money, and especially if you're the right hue, the right skin hue, if you know what I mean. It's a place for you now. It ain't just a place for black people and Africans like it used to be. And maybe certain people that got a lot of power in this city was like, we can't have an individual like that still out here. You know what I'm saying? Not to say one of these people that run the city literally were the ones that pulled the trigger, but you never know who's behind having someone taken out of here and how they're taken out of here and making it look like it's just a random act of street violence. Or even if you take something like Princess Diana, where a lot of people feel that was a hit, but they was able to do it in a way where it looks like just a car accident. So that's just a far-fetched theory I got. You never know who's behind. Just because the person pulling the trigger doesn't mean they the person that gave the order. If you know what I'm saying. Sometimes this stuff run deeper and you just never know. But yeah, Alpo gone. If you don't know the story, it's a lot of videos on YouTube. You look up Alpo, AZ, Mitch, you look at the whole story if you want it more in an entertaining fashion. I said the movie Paid in Full was very good. And just leave a comment, leave your thoughts. Alpo Martinez, they haven't released the name of the person yet, but